Hi, Leo. How are you? This is Healing Hands. I hope you're doing great, my Leos. You guys are generous, creative, you're broad-minded, you're expansive. All right, some people may think you're arrogant, interfering, bossy, dogmatic, and intolerant, Leo. But I do love Leo because I have a very strong Leo placement in my chart too. So I'm hoping this reading will also resonate for me and with me in my situation. And I think it's going to be a very interesting reading because I can't wait to see what Spirit wants to communicate to the collective Leo out there. So guys, I hope you're doing okay. This is the first tarot reading for your zodiac. And I'm hoping to be able to keep this going every month. So I'm able to tap into you all's general energy and bring forth your messages every month. And I hope you guys will find the messages very useful on your life path. All right. So aside from the life path readings, I'm adding zodiac sign readings, guys. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that exciting? Whoops, 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 whoops. So Leo, when I was premeditating, trying to get into you all's energy, I had, three very powerful messages that came across for you guys. Okay? So technically, the first energy that, came through for you guys is paths unknown. So, which means not knowing where to go from here. So it just tells me right there that you guys are at a very pivotal decision point in your life. It could be in regards to your relationship, regards to your career, business, investment. It doesn't matter what it is, but it looks like you're in the middle right now and the path ahead is not clear. All right? Because if you look at this card very clearly, this woman is standing here and there's one path. She's been coming and she's supposed to be heading towards that direction. But there's another, path here, which is darker than here. All right. And to her right, there is another path here. All right. It has a little bit of, sunlight from where she's going, but it has a few shadow falling, across that path. So this just tells me that if you've been traveling on a path that is unknown or that is known to you, something that, you've been able to get to this point, this far, all right? And this path has been known to you, and you've already mastered the outcome of, your journey up until this point. Now, there are two unclear paths in front of you, all right? Do you make a left? Do you go, make a right? Or do you keep going straight? All right. But here, if you stay with the only path that you know, which is this straightforward path, it just means you will not catch all the unseen opportunities on these other two paths. I know you can't take the three of them. All right. But you have to also understand that there are going to be opportunities on each of these paths. Some opportunities will be here that won't be on the path that you're heading. And some will be on the path that you're heading that won't be on the left path. All right. So some options may be unexpected. They may even look a little risky. So Spirit is just saying, don't be attached to the agenda so that you don't miss, all these wonderful opportunities. So it just means that you can investigate unknown paths and make the decisions that lie before you with confidence as you encounter those, opportunities. You have to remember to remain flexible and brave enough to want to try to step into the shadow. All right. Extraordinary opportunities abound in the least expected places. So this path that is dark might turn out to be the most fruitful. All right. The most opportunistic path. It could even be the path on the right, or it may be the one that you're going on. So you're at the point where you're needing to make a decision. Do I stick to what I know? Do I stick to the familiar? Or do I go back? So some of you may find yourself very, very undecided at this point. And you may find yourself very hesitant to move in any direction at the moment. All right. And this is just telling me that it's not just a time to look into the dark, but also a time for you to look backward. All right. So the path on your left, which is partially illuminated by the sun, it calls for further investigation. It's a path that leads you right back to the past. Either a past relationship, talent, experience, job, career, whatever. All right. But if you look into the history and you go back to resolve whatever the issues were on that path, or reconnect with whoever the person is, or occupation or business or whatever this is, creative idea or deed or whatever, it means that you open the way to future success and your decisions will become clearer. So no matter the reason why you're hesitant, you have to remember to challenge yourself now to break free of fear and inertia. It's amazing how many unexpected opportunities can pop up into your future when you look behind, and how much you can bring to light when you take a minute to step into the dark. Okay, Leo. So the path that goes to the left will take you to an adjacent, a possibility. The one on the right will do the same. But you have to understand, sometimes we need to take a step back in order to move forward. Okay? So this is a decision that you're needing to make this month. Spirit wanted to convey that message to you strongly. Now, the next card that you have is another very powerful card, in my opinion. And it says the Ark of the Covenant. All right? And what it just shows, look at the Ark is somewhere inside this tent. And you have these two men, all right, sitting outside, just enjoying the crackling fire. They have a fire here. So they're just sitting there, maybe talking or reviewing or whatever. Okay. So what this is actually telling you is that it might be time for you to review some kind of legal matter or some kind of commitments that you had or you've had in your life. It might be a past commitment, since we picked up this energy about going back to the past. All right. It also shows, collaboration or successfully working with some people. All right. Reviewing the effort, trying to figure out the mistakes and trying to confront your fears and decide or determine which way forward. All right. It can also indicate that you are living true to your karmic contract. What you agreed upon that you were going to do in this lifetime when you incarnate here. Okay? So it would involve facing, your life lessons in order to grow, working together with people, discovering new things, and also bringing that unique contribution that you have to the world. You have to also remember, Leo, that your karma does not rule you. You rule your karma because you have free will. But you have to also remember, from looking at this, that when the work becomes too great, always remember to take a rest. If you take a rest, it will not break your covenant or your karma. It will actually support it. Sometimes we have to, pause and take stock, because you have to understand that the phases of time and energy, all right, you need to work with those within each stage, okay? So some of your karmic directives at this time may involve other people also, because there's more than one person here. So if that is the case for you, make sure that there is no urgency and need or personal agenda in the play. Don't let yourself get pulled into any emotional conflict or unnecessary drama. And know that the things that require your attention now reflect a commitment that has a far-reaching influence that may impact your present as well as your future lives for whoever your karmic path involves or includes. So continue to work together, towards your highest purpose, to uphold that sacred covenant that you have to touch the world with your light. Some of you, this card just tells me also that you may have some kind of legal matters, all right? Maybe broken contracts, failed commitments in your relationships or your work situation. It also tells you, when working with professionals, make sure that, you're asking the right questions, you're reading the fine prints, especially when it comes to the area of your investment or things that you value at this time. Okay? So, it also says that a significant legal matter may be looming that maybe you need to pay attention to. But basically what this card is telling you is that some of you or the people that you're dealing with, all right, on this karmic journey of yours, because remember, every relationship has a karmic tie to it that we're meant to learn something from somebody. So if your journey involves another person, all right, think about broken contracts. You can talk about broken contracts with your higher self, or whoever you're dealing with probably broke a contract to their higher self. Or maybe either of you may have avoided your karmic work and put your higher purpose aside because you're too busy or if you feel like it's too hard, I can't do this anymore, and you put it on hold. All right? Or it may be that you have knowingly chosen to be directed by your inner fears and emotional needs instead of what is best for you. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just saying it's time for you to wake up and renew your covenant. Not just in words, but in your deeds. And remember, your life will simply not work until you get back on your path, until you begin to acknowledge your contract and begin to, honor your, contractual obligations to yourself, to the people in your life. This is a very powerful card. All right, Leo. So like I said, it is going to be very interesting reading for you guys because we also got the magician energy. All right. The magician is both clever and subtle in his dealings with people. Normally, some people read the magician as the juggler, because they have all this power to make things appear and disappear. But you have to understand that the magician's subtlety and his ability to bamboozle the audience is worthy of note. The magician also has the ability to manipulate the elements to perform wonderful tricks, feats, magic, or whatever. So this is just telling you that you have the power over the world in which you live. All right? You can change whatever thing is going on in your life right now. The magician talks about your ego. It talks about your desires or the ability to uncover your creativity or the creativity of other people that you're working with. It talks about being able to penetrate the outer shell of reality and to delve deeply into the heart of the matter. Very interesting card, very interesting energy. So some of you may be viewing your circumstance or problem, you're needing to see beyond it. You're meant to pass from a state of, uncertainty to certainty because you have this energy. Because, the magician makes things happen. He can change his destiny. He can reverse circumstances by actually confronting and engaging with them. The magician also represents the innate strength that you have within you, Leo, to cause changes to occur at a very miniature level, even at a very large level. Okay? So, on the reverse, or on the downside, it can also allude to somebody who has the ability or the power to lead people astray. So you have to ask yourself, have you been led astray? Have you led people astray? Whatever this is, because they're all tying back together. But the magician talks about your skills, your willpower, your diplomacy, or ability to utilize that. It talks about you being clever All right. It can also talk about subtlety because it's very subtle energy. It is not a noisemaker. He will marvel you with his power and his abilities. It's all about mind over matter. It's about certainty. But on the downside, it can be about trickery, deceit, living a false life, or, wearing a mask, manipulating people, living an illusion. It can also talk about indecision and or exploitation. So have you been dealing with somebody with all these qualities, or is that person you? Spirit is telling you, whatever path that you're going on now, you do have this ability to change the dynamic. Even if you decide to take a step back and take the unknown route or take the path that is less lit by the sunlight, you can make anything happen because you have all the tools to perform magic, all the tools to create your future. You have free will, Leo. So it doesn't matter if you're taking this direction or that, or it doesn't matter, actually. Even if you take a step back and decide to review the past and revisit the past and go complete your karma, because remember, we picked up that energy about broken contracts, broken karmic contracts, even things that you've promised yourself, your higher self, what you agreed that you were going to do in your lifetime, looks like somebody has abandoned it. And as I said that, I'm seeing the number 11, which is a very spiritual number. Okay? All right. Leo, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to pull a few additional cards. Holy Spirit, Archangel, higher self, for the general Leo consciousness. Do we have any message? I could have sworn I saw a card flip, but hey, if no card flipped, I'm good. All right. So there's something here telling you offer your Page of Cups. Or you might be getting somebody offering this to you. And if that opportunity arises, don't discount it. Take another look. Take stock of whatever it is that this person is offering or you are offering to somebody. Okay? Some of you are being asked to extend your love because cups is all about love. All right? And I'm looking and they're drawing me to the fish that flew from the cup. Normally, the fish will be in the cup. And, fish can allude to abundance. All right? It's tied to money. So somehow it's like should I say your love life, emotional life is somehow tied to your abundance. So if you are going to get to, your abundance at the end of this whole journey, you have to also acknowledge your emotional side. Okay? So maybe there's a situation that somebody's felt left out in the cold, or you left somebody out in the cold, or they did you, or you felt this way. This is a card of lack, either emotional lack. All right. It's a card of regret also. It's a card of somebody needing to review, how did I get here? How? I was living inside this house, this big mansion, and now I'm outside in the cold. Some of you may have found yourself in third-party situation because they are drawing me to 3 people here. Some of you might have felt, somebody did not choose you and they chose somebody else, or somebody's giving their energy to somebody else. For whatever reason, you found yourself at this point where you're feeling broken. All right? All right, let's see. What other energy are we picking up for Leo? Holy Spirit, bring forth their message in a very clear manner so that we're able to communicate to them. But Spirit is telling you there's victory. Despite whatever this is, don't look at it as the end of your journey or the end of the road. All right? You have to heal from this energy. All right. Whoever you're dealing with also, or whatever the situation is, there can be victory. Once you make the decision about whatever path, you're taking and reviewing it and being honest to yourself and doing the needed introspection is what I'm also hearing. Okay. The wheel of fortune is turning in your favor. So there's victory for you, and this is a beautiful energy to come right after the victory. And this is Spirit's way of telling you, listen, whatever this little cup is, it can lead to victory if it's done right, done properly. Whatever mistakes of the past is in the past. All right? Don't look, to all the mistakes from the past. Rather, look at what have I learned from these mistakes. How do I now apply it to better the situation? And I'm hoping, because we picked up this energy of the Ark of the Covenant, you are going to be collaborating with people. So it's not just you. If you are ready to make peace, and whoever that you're dealing with is not ready to make peace, then I don't know how this whole thing will work. But the divine is assuring you that, listen, there's a new cycle. There's a reset button that the divine has already turned the wheel. And this wheel normally is supposed to be in your favor. But it's a very unpredictable wheel where you need to use your intuition and trust, your spirit guides, and trust your archangels, and trust your higher self to direct you, to know that they have nothing but your best interest at heart. All right. Even if you're going to come out hurt again, we're always meant to be vulnerable. It doesn't matter if you feel like, I might be left in the cold if I offer this cup. Spirit is like, just trust. Leo, this is so interesting. Okay, so Spirit is like, make the effort you need in this situation. Take another leap of faith. And I'm surprised. I don't know why the Fool did not come out yet. I'm sure if I pull this tarot a few more times, the Fool will flip out. All right, so obviously there's some kind of separation. We picked up that energy about, somebody being left out or feeling like they were, breadcrumbed or left out in the cold, or they were not given what they felt they deserved. There's some kind of separation. Maybe separation due to somebody's wandering eyes or somebody not making the right decision. But remember, we also picked up the energy about broken contracts. Somebody who decided to derail from whatever karmic, contract they have with you or you have with them. Or maybe it might be you that has decided to separate from somebody. All right. So whatever this separation is, Spirit, is there any other message for Leo? This is very interesting. I told you I have a very strong placement of Leo in my chart. Some of us don't want to hear this. But, Spirit will tell you what they need to tell you. And I always say, whenever you get to my videos, when you're meant to get your message. So that makes you a part of my soul tribe. So thank you. If this is your first time watching my video. If you're a returnee or a subscriber, thank you for being a part of my soul tribe. Please remember to click that, like button. All right. Remember to subscribe to this channel so that you can get your, guidance from Spirit as often as possible. But whatever, Spirit is also telling you, I'm calling in your soulmate. So some of you may have dealt with somebody you felt, not felt, I'm getting, is a very strong soulmate. Maybe somebody who already, you all knew you had some kind of contract or karmic tie or something tying both of you together. All right? On your life journey, life purpose, that. But they made the wrong choice. Like, why did they make the choice? They knew. But Spirit is saying we're calling them back. Because your prayers and affirmations and visualizations will help bring this together. Some of you may, have been wishing or praying that this person will turn around. Maybe you separated because of codependency, addiction to anything. Could be addiction to drinking or eating or sex or drugs or whatever. Some of you may have experienced some kind of codependency also, where there had to be a tower moment. Something had to happen to shake your roots, shake your foundation. And you ended up finding yourself in this position. I don't know why I'm being drawn to pull one of this. Let's see. Holy Spirit, what is the message from this deck? OMG. So we have like how many? 4? All right, Leo, I guess it's your lucky day. Spirit wants to really communicate today. Some of you have been in a state of why did this thing happen? Now I'm sure you know why it happened. It was meant to happen. Sometimes some people are fearful. All right. Or they feel like it's too heavy. They can't go any further. Some people will just abandon their contracts. All right. Or their karmic path or whatever. People will not be like, I can't do this anymore. All right. So some of you may be wondering why. And Spirit telling you, you don't need to wonder why. We came and turned the whole thing around, and we're trying to turn it to your favor, okay? There's something that caused, chaos and conflict in your energy, in your environment, in your life, your love life, your work life. There's something that came and shook you, all right? And probably caused you to be in this 5 of coins, energy of being left out in the cold, abandoned, feeling helpless and dejected and rejected for some of you. But you have the fate, and this is Spirit's way of telling you this was a fated event. That's exactly how you and that person agreed that this will play out. Maybe something like this needed to happen, all right, in order for you to be able to find yourself, is what I'm hearing. You needed to find yourself. So you needed to stand in your power. You needed to get back on track. Because whatever it looked like, maybe you were, too lackadaisical in that relationship, that you probably did not remember to honor yourself. And Spirit wants us to always vibrate on a very high level. So if we find ourselves in a toxic relationship or situation or work environment or whatever, and we're not vibrating at our highest good, Spirit will come and cause chaos. All right? That some of us will now find ourselves asking why. The situation was obviously not balanced. It wasn't a fair situation for you, and Spirit had to come and dismantle that. But Spirit is also asking you now to go revisit this path. If it ever presents itself, that opportunity ever comes to you again, and work or figure out a way to make a success out of it. Because you are the magician. You've learned so much. The trick of the trade is what I'm also hearing. You've learned the trick of the trade. Nobody can fool you anymore. So you know when to check out, when to check back in. Whatever this is, Leo, I hope this is helpful for you. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. All right, guys, I'm at 1,000 subscribers. Thank you. If you want to check the extended, which I always say is might be totally different from all the energy we picked up here, I started a Patreon page, but I'm thinking I might post the first couple videos, even the extended. I might post it on YouTube just so everybody can get a feel of of what the extended would look like. Because it's like I telling you to go and buy a fish inside the ocean, you'll be like, I don't know, what kind of fish are we buying? You haven't caught the fish yet. So maybe I'm going to post it on YouTube for you guys, or wherever I'm going to be posting this video for you all to, get a feel of what the extended will look like. And in the extended, what I will do is go and look into your 12 houses, the 12 astrology houses for you, okay? I will go pull a card for each of those houses. And remember, your 12 astrology houses deals with different areas of your life. So it's a holistic look at the energy that you'll be working with in the next month or so from whenever you get to this video. All right. It will look at maybe your money house, your relationship house, your family house, your spiritual life, everything. We're going to be doing that. And I'll probably upload the video so that you can watch it too. Okay. Just for the heck of it. So you get a feel about how we're going to be doing this before you can now decide, okay, I'm going to go and, support her channel on Patreon. I do appreciate every love seed, love energy that you guys sow into my life, the way I'm sowing all this energy into yours. Thank you so much, Leo. This was a wonderful reading. I do appreciate you all as my soul family. Bye, Leo. This is Healing Hands.